Good morning and welcome to our Facebook live stream event. I'm Susan Dion.
And I'm Erin Kelly.
And we have been proud to serve as co-chairs of Charlotte Speech and Hearing Center's first Communication Counts Walk/Run. While we didn't get to walk on March 14th, we are so happy to be with you today as we celebrate the great work that has been done to benefit Charlotte Speech and Hearing Center. Together, you have raised over $23,000 to provide speech, language, and hearing services to those in need throughout our community. This morning, we are going to share photos and videos of you in action and announce our prize winners, as well as highlights from Charlotte Speech and Hearing Center's innovative Sound Beginnings, Apple a Day, Advancing Literacy Through Language, and Yola programs. You'll also get to see how Charlotte Speech and Hearing Center pivoted its services as its clinics closed to patients due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
But first, there would be no Communication Counts Walk without the generous support of our sponsors. Many thanks to our platinum sponsors, Morin Van Allen and E&Y. And our gold sponsors, Atrium Health, Dixon Hughes Goodman, and Bricks Wood Fire Pizza.
Hi, I'm Angie Riker, Director of Speech and Language Services at Charlotte Speech and Hearing Center. Thank you so much for walking with us. Here is one of the many ways that your support helps us impact our community.
Welcome to Marion, it's yoga time, it's Yola time.
This song welcomes each of these children to their morning Yola Time, a 35-minute session where, this time, they're visiting another planet. It's part of a program developed right at Charlotte Speech and Hearing that combines yoga practices with language and literacy intervention.
And he's gonna look to the right.
It works hand in hand with another program, Advancing Literacy Through Language, which focuses on children from kindergarten through third grade who are behind in their reading skills. You might ask what some of these yoga practices have to do with language skills, and we'll answer that question in a moment. But first, we have to talk about why these children are here in the first place, starting with this sobering fact. Fewer than 40% of CMS third grade students read at their grade level, and statistically, less than 2% of children with reading deficits after third grade go on to college. These two programs work together to give these children a fighting chance.
The chef, good job. The chef, it's part of his job, right?
ALTL really looks at the core skills involved in school age reading.
Jamisha, what's a part of the pool?
Learning language and learning vocabulary is not necessarily the same mechanism. ALTL focuses largely on vocabulary development. For those kids that have not had exposure to those words, or they just have a difficult time learning new vocabulary, children that have low vocabulary are going to have a hard time understanding what they read.
Who's that? The police officer. Good job.
And imagine it looking like the stars in outer space.
Back on the yoga mat, children who may struggle with certain parts of the learning process develop skills that can help them focus in the classroom.
We're teaching them mindfulness and breathing.
Some of the activities may seem disconnected, like picking up things with their toes, but even this has its purpose.
Collect your moon rocks. This was the only green.
We're opening up this whole new world for them where they're able to concentrate and increase their focus to be more receptive to different skills that they learn in the classroom and both at home as well.
The ladder. We need a ladder. Water.
Leading these programs takes patience and effort. Charlotte Speech and Hearing speech-language pathologists are specifically trained for each activity, and the programs are making a visible difference in the lives of these children.
Kids that couldn't sit on those mats when we started, but who by the end of it are very eager to sit down and wait their turn so they can ring the chime. That's progress. You know, that's something that you can really just see.
Glad you're here today. Ring the chime, ring the chime.
We've really developed this program very highly. We feel really poised to take this program and move it into a school year type of curriculum. We do know that every single child that went through the program showed gains in their vocabulary development. And that's something to really be proud of. That's something we're really excited about.
The chef uses a bowl. Great job, Guinevere. Very good.
I even saw today one of my kiddos was having a tough time answering a question, and she stopped, put her hand on her belly, and practiced one of our belly breaths that we do in Yola. And she regrouped and was able to think about what she wanted to say.
Ring the chime, ring the chime.
Hey, now we've got some great videos and pictures of you to share.
Say hi! You want a kiss? All right!
Charlotte Speech and Hearing Center virtual walk in Squirrel Lake Park.
Your donations also help to support our Apple a Day and Sound Beginnings programs.
APPLE stands for Auditory Comprehension, Phonological Awareness, Print Knowledge, and Language Expansion.
No, this one.
Oh, yeah. Language development, I mean, it really starts at birth, day one. It doesn't just start when a child begins talking. So that wait and see approach it's too late. The amount of words that kids are hearing as infants, the quality of the words they're hearing, the reactions that caregivers are giving to children's attempts at communication, all of those things go into being a person with a solid language foundation. Those are all things that speech therapists are uniquely trained to target. Third grade reading proficiency is a strong indicator of later academic success.
But it isn't well behaved. Bum, 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 bum.
To be at third grade reading level, you can't start working on that at kindergarten. You need to start at birth. Really investing our time and energy into kids from the start is what we need to be doing.
Ooh, a sheep.
Most of our children are really in need of a lot of additional help.
Children can start attending the center at 8 weeks old. So I have the opportunity to go into a classroom to screen an 8-week-old. And at that point, we're just looking for, response to sound.
Ba-ba.
They look forward to the stories. They look forward to the activities that they're going to do.
Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Good, Amaya.
You're always seeing her on the floor with the children.
Today's focus was on rhyming.
L, then A, M, A. What do all these letters say? What do you think he wrote?
So I was showing them pictures, and they were identifying the pictures and then determining if the words were rhyming words. I'm looking to see if they have the foundational language skills that they need to have to be able to do things like rhyming. That's part of literacy. And it was great to see because they were even coming up with some of their own rhymes. So that was exciting because when we did a rhyming activity a while ago, they couldn't do that.
Christine always comes to us and she lets us know what she's working on with each child. She sends notes home to the parents.
But if I have on the same end, an in-depth explanation of what to work on at home with him, I think it is a whole lot more successful that way than just putting it in the hands of the school, I think.
I'm able to make sure that kids are doing that, and if they're not, I'm able to work with teachers and parents to talk about what we can do to start helping their children meet those earliest milestones.
He was not speaking at all. He just chose not to, and so Miss Christine helped us kind of transition him back into the land of the speaking.
Oh, who's that? That's a piggy.
I felt helpless. I did. And then I also kind of felt responsible, but I also felt determined, and we had the resources.
We're creating opportunities for kids to learn language when they're doing something that they're interested in.
Who's there? Hi.
We weren't doing anything with phones before, but I picked up my phone too because you're interested in talking on the phone, so we're gonna talk on the phone.
Bye-bye.
Your words have power, and when you do this, I do this, and we get this back and forth going, that's fun for them and enjoyable, and that's how they learn new vocabulary.
Aw, you gave kisses to the baby. Mwah.
I have seen probably 95% of improvement with these boys and girls.
It feels really good when you see them grasp a skill that they didn't have before, especially when you know how important it is to reading and to learning.
Can you do that? Roar.
When they start to get it, it feels good because it feels like, okay, maybe we really are setting them up to succeed.
It's an amazing feeling because when he's not able to communicate with you, there's that frustration and thinking, what am I doing wrong? What can I do to help him? What's going on in that little itty bitty mind? And when I saw him progressing, I was like, oh my God, the world is not going to end. Thank God. Everything is okay. We're extremely lucky to have her in the school, and we need like 20 more Christines in the world. So that's how I feel about Charlotte's Speech and Hearing.
As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, we closed our clinics and began providing virtual and drive-up services. Here are some examples.
What is this part of his pants?
A belt.
A belt. Try that again with your last sound.
A belt.
A belt, yeah. And he has, what's this?
Pocket.
A pocket!
All right, so there's your hearing aid back in the bag.
Take this.
Yep, I want you to try that on and see how it's working.
Okay. I think I'm back in business.
You're back in business.
Yeah.
Okay.
That feels great.
Okay.
Thank you.
So some good, easy sign language to start with are signs like more, please, all done, top on, please, black, more block. Yay, Ren!
All done.
All done? All done, circle.
We're excited to announce our Communication Counts prize winners. The captain with the largest team goes to Team Talk About It and its co-chairs, Kara Stone and Tina Mars. The individual who raised the most was Carol Bowen. The team that raised the most is Team Klotz. The most spirited team goes to the Speech Striders with team captain Christina Matheny. And the number one fan prize goes to
Amber Toy.
We'll be reaching out to all of our award winners to get you your prizes. Thank you all for being a part of Communication Counts. We look forward to seeing you next year. Stay safe.